Now, COP23 is a COP which basically tries to define the rules. I have to say the whole UNFCCC process has to speed up. Why? Because of the coal issue. I mentioned this. And again, despite of the COP23 and despite of the diplomatic success of Paris, we are observing now increasing emissions. So this is a very important thing. So we are not at the turning point. So, and we have not reached the peak level. Just to give you an order of magnitude, by 2020, the peak should be achieved, and then we have to reduce emissions annually by roughly 6 to 7%, which basically means we have to halve the emissions every decade. This is a huge, huge effort, and this is unprecedented in economic history. So in that sense, what the COP process as such has to deliver is a ratchet up process, where basically the voluntary contributions, the NDCs, the effort has to be increased. And this is something which Paris promised, that after the Paris meeting, a process will be launched to coordinate national efforts and to increase national efforts. And this is something which is very, very important. I have my doubts that COP23 is a starting point for this. So I wouldn't expect that they will already do this here. But I am quite pessimistic about COP24 in Poland next year. So in that sense, I hope that the negotiators at the UNFCCC process and the organizers of COP are aware of this and find a way basically to start very soon with a process which sends credible signals that governments, national governments, are in a position and are willing to increase their efforts.
So let me look at it from an agricultural perspective, and the key thing is financing for example, the Green Climate Fund. They need the funds to implement transformative approaches. So it's the whole financing issues, and then it's the ambition level in general, because a 2-degree warmer world is really a challenge for farmers. It's going to be a challenge for farmers. And so if you go any above that, there's some places which will be totally transformed. I'm from Zimbabwe, and essentially some parts of Zimbabwe are really tough to farm at the moment. 2-degree warmer world, it's transforming their systems already.
Well, in this COP23, we need to make sure that governments put in place the systems of accountability, as well as the systems to ratchet up the commitments that countries are making, understand whether those policies and measures are really going to lead us to where we all want to go. That's a lower carbon future. And so a good outcome would be, in my view, an outcome that is very solid with respect to the commitments of governments. Then we will have to, again, make sure that the other structures of economic governance are aligned and become enabling of those outcomes. Good signals with respect to carbon pricing are essential. Good signals with respect to how to organize issues related to adaptation are essential. And then again, the need for the interlinkages and the conversations between the various pieces of global economic governance are essential in the outcomes.
And from another point of view, to see agriculture as a way which will reduce the greenhouse emissions in terms of investment as well. So we need a lot of investment to go into agriculture. And one thing will be to consider the policy landscape itself, which will be very critical. First of all, investing into ecosystem-based adaptation strategies. The second thing will be to, first of all, also invest in value chains, sustainable value chains.